Oh boy, has it been such a long time since I talked to you guys, but with this current situation, shipments have been stopping. There's a lot of stores that are not even shipping any more figures, so please bear with me and enjoy the gameplay, enjoy what I do, not only me but other creators. So let's get onto the topic. So as you see right now in the background video, the new Mutos has been declassified from Michael Doherty. He gave us a little bit more information on the Prime or the Mutos that we see. It now has a official name and it is not considered a Prime Mutos or the same Mutos from Godzilla 2014. So I'm going to talk about this and a little bit more information that Michael Doherty gave us, and obviously it's not going to be the exact same words, but from what I remember, you guys can go to his Instagram or Twitter. So first of all, this is the official name of this Mutos. It is called Queen Mutos, and it also has a different name, but I don't quite remember. So he wanted to keep the creatures or the species alive from Godzilla 2014, but also add a different taste or a different view to it. That way you can differentiate the 2014 version of the Mutos and this one. This one right here is a much older version of the Mutos. It's much powerful. It sounds much powerful to me. So he wanted to evolve certain elements from this creature, and hence that's why you see the crown around her body, head. That pretty much tells you that this is a royal type of status. That means that she's a queen. So from what I get from this information is that she's been alive, and yes, it is a she because it's a queen. She's been alive way longer than the 2014 versions of the Mutos that we saw back in that movie. She's been hidden around the world or in a specific area, and it seems that the longer you let a Mutos grow, a male or female, the more powerful and the more stronger their status gets. So from the Mutos that we see in 2014, right, you saw the male. It's a much smaller version of the female. The female was much larger in the 2014 version, but obviously this one is different because it has evolved. Now if you take a closer look throughout her body, she has scars. Now those scars come from past battles that she had and from mating. That's what Michael Doherty has said about this, and I have to say this definitely looks very cool, and I appreciate him wanting to keep these species or the creatures alive in Godzilla King of the Monsters. And this only tells me something, that the Mutos are here to stay no matter what. We thought that back in 2014 that was it, all the Mutos had died, but apparently there's more. And before that we knew that Prime Mutos was alive. That's like the king of all Mutos, and she's like the queen, right? So if there's more Mutos out there like her, that's a surprise. Like, what makes us think that there's not any more out there that we haven't discovered, or in the movie universe that the military or monarch hasn't discovered much larger Mutos? And they are very dangerous, because just imagine if a Prime Mutos was very powerful enough to kill a Godzilla or anything out there. Just think about it. If you leave a male or a female Mutos to grow over years, it's going to become very powerful that it can be considered an alpha. And you guys can definitely see how powerful the Prime Mutos was against Godzilla. I forgot his name specifically. I'm sure you guys know in the comments down below. You'll tell me his name. But yeah, that Godzilla had a difficult time. Even the 2014 version slash 2019 had a difficult time defeating the Prime Mutos. You guys know that I definitely love the Mutos ever since the 2014, and the best memory that I have, or the first scene that really impacted me, was seeing the male Mutos size against the female Mutos. Like, that was a big size difference. I remember, like, I was blown away with my mouth open. I was like, Jesus Christ, this thing is huge. And I love this because it just shows that the Mutos are meant to kill Godzillas or any creature out there. And I think comment this below, but if I remember correctly, I think the Mutos are the arch enemies of Godzilla's or their species. The Mutos were specifically made to kill Godzilla's, and we saw that with the Prime Mutos, how that comes about. And I just love how Michael Dougherty decided to put his taste onto the new Mutos and giving this a brand new design with a crown that shows the status. So imagine what a different Mutos could look fully developed, like fully grown. Like we don't know exactly if the female is always going to be the larger version of the Mutos, or is it the males? Because back in 2014 we knew that the male was not fully developed, if I remember correctly. So my question is, if both the male and female Mutos were to fully develop to their full potential, power, height, which one would truly be bigger, the male or the female? Now, if we take into consideration real life animals, typically the male is always the bigger, the more beefier, powerful, and you can see the dominance on that. Now, this Queen Mutos also resembles something of the Prime Mutos. If you remember correctly, and I'm sure you saw the pictures of Prime Mutos, both of them have like those type of spikes coming out from their backs, and that's cool, man. I really love that design. But the Prime Mutos really looks different from all the Mutos, female and male Mutos. Like that one to me almost looks like a combination of different creatures, almost like a cockroach type of look, if you know what I'm talking about, with the brown areas throughout his body. But definitely that looks like a deformed abomination type of creature. I don't know what to tell you guys, but I love the Mutos. I don't know about you guys, but I can definitely see the MonsterVerse make a movie based on the Mutos, like a standalone movie. I think that would be a big hit, very interesting, because they've been here ever since Godzilla. For whatever reason, the Mutos and Godzilla have been connected. If you remember on the tablets or the stones that they found, there is also a Mutos type of creature underwater. They can definitely swim, and they seem to adapt like cockroaches. That's why I told you guys that the Prime Mutos reminds me of a cockroach. For whatever reason, they don't seem to die. They've been here since the past and now future, and I don't know, I just find them very interesting. Their design, their the powers, how they adapt, evolve, that is something that definitely we haven't seen really throughout the MonsterVerse. So we also know that the queen is alive, so what's stopping her from laying any eggs to multiply into a bigger group of Mutos? I definitely think there's a plan for the Mutos. They've been in every single MonsterVerse movie dating back to the past, so definitely I really see a movie in the future, and I would love to see what happens in Godzilla vs. Kong with the Mutos, and it should be very interesting. Like, there's big stuff coming, guys. And the other thing I wanted to talk about, we also got a Rodan type of render, and I believe there's a early concept art of King Ghidorah. That one looks pretty cool. It's the one that we saw in the art book, with the massive type of neck, more thicker and beefier, with a slightly different type of wings around him, and a very drastic change around his body and heads. So lastly, I want to say, if you guys have any questions about Spiral Studios, or any questions or theories about the Queen Mutos, Prime Mutos, or anything that has to do with this video, comment down below so we can talk about it. And lastly, I want to say I do apologize for not posting a lot of Godzilla content, but you guys know that everything right now has been delayed or just canceled. Godzilla information is very rare right now. There's almost no information to so little information out there of new figures here and there, because stores and just companies are not working how they used to because of what's going on around the world. I cannot say the specific word or else I'm going to get demonetized, but you guys know, stay safe, wash your hands, cover your mouth, wear a mask. You do what's necessary, follow the rules, don't be selfish, stop going outside and putting other people at risk. This will definitely change the world and how humans view everything from now on. And appreciate your family, appreciate life, freedom, because until that's taken away from you, then you start to realize what you had lost or what you could have done back then. And this is a lesson for all humans to learn from our mistakes, because if we don't learn from our mistakes, history will keep repeating itself. That's why I encourage everyone that's staying home right now, watch some videos on YouTube, support your favorite creators. I know a lot of people right now, especially on YouTube, we're going to run out of ideas because there's only so much that we can do before our limits hit. Like right now, I'm doing some gameplays on my channel, and I told you guys, my channel isn't just about Godzilla, it's about gaming, news on Godzilla and other things. I'm not just a Godzilla fan, and if you're here just for Godzilla, and I don't know what to tell you guys, but it's not very smart to stick to a certain category on YouTube. So what I'm trying to say is that I don't really want to be known just for Godzilla content. I don't want to always do Godzilla content. Sure, I love Godzilla, right? And I'm always going to do Godzilla content whenever there's news, but think about it. What happens when Godzilla ends, or whenever Toho or Legendary decides to take a break? My channel will die and other channels will die. So the smart decision and the smart way to do this right now is to go with other things. Don't stick just to a specific content on your channel. Maybe do Godzilla, gaming, other movies. We have to cover multiple things, not just Godzilla. And I guess that's my fault for getting you guys so used to just Godzilla content on this channel. Anyways guys, that wraps up the video. So if you do watch until the end, make sure you comment fire and I'll heart your comment. Thank you guys so much for watching my content. I appreciate you all. Stay safe and enjoy the video. I'm out.